James Corden cut a dapper figure as he stepped out with his television producer wife Julia Carey to the Met Gala at New York City's Metropolitan Museum of Art on Monday. The television star, 43, wore a navy blue with black lapels which he teamed with a crisp white shirt and matching bow tie. His outing comes after it emerged last week he was quitting The Late Late Show in the U.S. at the end of Season 8 despite the best efforts of CBS executives. His wife of 10 years Jules looked glamorous for the couple's outing in a sweeping floor-length green velvet gown. The garment featured elegant lace detailing to the front and a corseted midsection as well as structured puff shoulders. She carried a clutch purse in the same color as her dress and wore lashings of makeup to highlight her pretty facial features. The couple, who share children Max, 11, Carey, 7, and Charlotte, 4, stood arm in arm on the red carpet at the glamorous event. James and Julia are still trying to figure out what's next for the family as they mull over a move back to the UK. CBS executives told the Mail Online last week that they desperately tried to keep him for longer before he made the decision to depart The Late Late Show. An insider told Mail Online that spending more time in the UK when the show ends is definitely on the horizon. Another source suggested he is planning on moving close to West Ham United's London Stadium in East London. The Late Late Show, which films out of Los Angeles, first premiered in 1995 with host Tom Snyder. Craig Kilborn and Craig Ferguson followed as host until James Corden came along in 2015. James promised to go out with a bang as he informed audiences of his decision to step down as the host of The Late Late Show. Revealing the news during the latest episode of the U.S. talk show, he said the show had changed my life and promised there would be lots of tears when his tenure came to an end. 7.5 years ago I started hosting this show and there's no other way to put it, it has changed my life, he said. I never saw it as my final destination, and I never want this show to overstay its welcome. I love making it and I really think in a year from now that will be a good time to move on and see what's out there. He added, we are all determined to make this the best year we have ever had, we are going to go out with a bang. The fact that you watch this all over the world is an absolute privilege for me and every single person who makes this show. The Metropolitan Museum of Art Costume Institute benefit, also known as the Met Gala, is considered by many as the Super Bowl of celebrity red carpets. Fashion's biggest night is traditionally held the first Monday in May to raise money for the Costume Institute in New York City, with last year's event moved to September due to the pandemic. This year's dress code is gilded glamour to match the theme of In America, an anthology of fashion, a continuation of last year's In America, a lexicon of fashion. Tickets for the glitzy event can reportedly cost up to $35,000 apiece, while prices for a table range from $200,000 to $300,000, with last year's bash raking in a whopping $16. $4 million for the Met's Costume Institute. Regina King, power couple Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, and Lin-Manuel Miranda are hosting this time, taking over from Timothée Chalamet, Billie Eilish, Amanda Gorman and Naomi Osaka. This will be Miranda's first time as a Met Gala co-chair and guest, but he was originally intended to co-host the 2020 edition before the pandemic forced its cancellation. Vogue editor-in-chief Anna Wintour is once again supervising the benefit as chairwoman, a position Shush has held since 1995. Her fellow honorary co-chairs are designer Tom Ford and Instagram head Adam Mosseri. As usual, the sartorial theme comes from the exhibit The Gala launches, in America, an anthology of fashion, which is the second of star curator Andrew Bolton's two-part show exploring the roots of American style. This exhibit will showcase some lesser-known designers, and also some top film directors, including Sofia Coppola, Martin Scorsese, Host King, and last year's Oscar winner Chloe Zhao. Bolton said 8 directors will create what he called cinematic vignettes in the period rooms of the American wing of the museum. Similar to the September event, there will be 400 guests this year, lower than the pre-pandemic highs of 500 to 600 attendees. The other 4 are Ford, the celebrated fashion designer who's also an acclaimed film director, Janica Bravo, Zola, Julie Dash, Daughters of the Dust, and Autumn de Wilde, who directed the Jane Austen adaptation Emma. And is also a photographer. The first part of the exhibition will remain on display in the rooms of the Anna Wintour Costume Center, along with the second part, until September 5. More than half the pieces in the opening exhibition will be rotated out and garments from designers not yet featured will go on display. The Met Gala is a huge money maker for the museum, and provides the Costume Institute with its main source of funding.